We don't think that Mitch is at the baseball game, do we?
I think he was at the Nuggets game last night.
You think so?
That's why I think
you
he
think
is.
he went to Denver?
I mean, I took the whole week off this week. I mean, it's not one sick day, 2 sick day, but like 5 days.
4. We had Monday off. 4, but still, yeah. I think
he was in Denver.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, should I call in sick and go to the Diamondbacks game today? And then I thought, if I did, would I run into Mitch? Because we haven't seen Mitch all week long. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. Because I had a thought. I woke up this morning. I thought, I could fake it with the best of them. I could pretend I've got. You know me. I've done it before.
Sure. Even admitted it to me once last week. He admitted it to me once last week that he took a sick day for something when he wasn't even sick.
One time,
he admitted it.
12 and a half years we've done the show together. I called it called it a mental health day.
I just don't want to go to work today.
I don't feel like. Come on. I mean, who hasn't? I mean, like seriously, who hasn't faked? Okay, well, you're a freak. I guarantee you, we do a poll question right now. You are in the vast minority.
I'm only taken 2 sick days of work in my whole life.
And you've gotten us all sick because of that.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. You bring in your germs. You don't take sick.
No, because now I could work from home.
Well, before you could work from home, you used to come in here sick all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. No, I know so. I know so. Hey, Lauren, you don't have to put a poll question out there. I'm very confident that
most people will be like, of course I have.
Of course I've faked a sick day to get a day off,
I'm already on it. I want to see what our listeners think.
Do you want to see?
Yeah.
You want to see how many of them?
How many are Gambos? How many are you?
I actually have enough sick days accumulated right now. I could probably retire tomorrow and just use the sick days and take me right to retirement. Right now. Like tomorrow's my last show. Boom, done.
Bye, I'm done.
Just I'm going to take sick days, and I'm going to use all my sick days until that day comes. Yeah.
Well, we didn't take a sick day. You know what? We don't have to because you and I are going to be out at Salt River Fields on Tuesday.
Let's go.
Doing the show from out there. Diamondbacks right now, top of the 8th. They're losing to the Rockies 3-0. Of course, we don't. No, we don't care about the score.
We don't care about
very much. I mean, at this point, here's Troy Lavello talking about how excited he is for day one.
We're super excited. Get a chance to get on a field against another team, get our timing going. On the mound, in the box, so it's super exciting.
But even he admitted this early in the spring, you're not looking at results. You're not looking at how many innings did a guy go or how many guys did he strike out or how hard did he hit the ball. You're looking for mechanics. You're looking for your swing path. You're looking for the shape of your pitches to make sure they look right coming out of your hand and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, I could tell you that Tommy Henry pitched 2 innings of very good baseball today. At some point, will that be used as part of the evaluation to see whether Tommy Henry should be the 5th starter on the spring?
Overall,
yes, of course.
You're going to take all of the overall performances, and you're going to then make a decision on that. The veteran players, if you're Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, although I'll tell you, there was one situation. I thought last year with Madison Bumgarner, I thought those spring training games kind of mattered a little bit to him because he was on thin ice anyway going in. And when he would get shelled, I mean, that whole, I'm just working on stuff right now. That wasn't going to fly anymore.
Okay.
You need to work on getting somebody out, which you can't do. You need to work on that. But if Merrill Kelly or Zach Gallen are working on a specific pitch or working on things like that, we totally buy it. I thought last year was a little bit different with Bumgarner.
Okay, well, so let's take that. I don't entirely disagree with you. Let's take that and kind of apply it to the current roster. Is there anybody that we would consider to be, quote unquote, on thin ice on this baseball team right now?
No. I think Eduardo Rodriguez, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, even Brandon Pfaadt should be just working on stuff. I need to really work on my secondary stuff. I need to work on my 3rd and 4th best pitch because I got a great fastball and I can strike out a lot of batters, and I proved that in the playoffs last year. But I need to really work on some of my off-speed stuff. And if I get shelled because I'm really working on that, it shouldn't matter. So I even believe that Brandon Pfaadt's place he is secure as one of the Diamondbacks starting pitchers, and I don't care what he does in the spring training, especially if he's working on some pitches to try to, get them to be a little bit stronger.
Now, obviously, this conversation does not apply to those guys who just naturally are fighting for a spot. It's just that there aren't too many guys who are fighting for spots. Today's starter, Tommy Henry, was supposed to be Eduardo Rodriguez, but they chose to throw him on a backfield instead. Tommy Henry, okay, he can't work on stuff in this. He's one of the few guys. He can't just go in a spring going, hey, I'm going to work on stuff and, try stuff and experiment. He can't. Ryan Nelson can't. Kevin Newman can't. Pavin Smith can't, right? Emmanuel Rivera probably can't. Jace Peterson. Those are the guys who, and we talked about this a little bit earlier in the week, most of the position players are set. Most of the rotation is set. Most of the bullpen is set. It's just those fringe guys in all three. Position players, we figured it out. In fact, Alex Weiner did the figuring out for us. There's like 5 or 6 guys fighting for 2 spots. The rest of it's done.
That's it. It's all done.
The rest of it's done. So those 5 guys, you can't work on your stuff. You've got to feet on the ground, ready to go. The guys battling for the 5th starter spot, you can't work on your stuff. You got to come out ready to go. The rest of the spring, I think, is going to be a really fun opportunity to look at the Jordan Lawlers of the world, the Blaze Alexanders of the world.
Drew Jones.
The Drew Jones of the world. Big story today on AZ Central about Drew Jones and how, his first year or so in pro ball was rough. The first couple of years, really, really rough.
Right.
Just beset with injuries. I mean, basically went from a top 25 prospect in baseball to a guy that a lot of the top evaluators won't even put in their top 100 anymore. How does he look this spring? That's, I think, where the fun is. Because I think, watching these guys round into shape, I think most of them should feel secure enough to know that what they do in the spring doesn't really matter that much,
I agree. I agree. There is some competition, and especially the role players and figuring that out. We talked the other day about what's going to happen with Emmanuel Rivera, what's going to happen with Jake McCarthy. Those guys are all battling for spots and trying to get it. And in relief pitchers, I think as well, guys are just trying to solidify themselves. I mean, do you come back with Saul Frank with the last year? There were times we liked him, and there were times where wasn't really sure with him. But other than that, when you've got a team that most of the positions are all solidified, just trying to get you work in. They're very, you said the story today, right? They're trying to limit Merrill Kelly a little bit with the pitches and trying to make sure that he doesn't throw a whole lot, because you don't want to. These guys pitched a lot of innings last year, especially when you include the postseason to what they did in the regular season. And their goal right now is to try to get through spring training without putting too much of a workload on them.
Yeah, I think he's not going to make his spring debut until like March 8th. I think is what I read.
Is that what it's going to be?
I think that's what I read today on DBacks.com.
Really going to take that easy.
I mean, that's 2 weeks from today before he even makes his debut. They got to do the same thing with Zach Gallen, and Kevin Ginkel. They're taking him really slow this spring, really because of all the workload that those guys, underwent. So, yeah. But Tommy Henry did have a nice outing today. Went 2 innings, gave up a hit, didn't walk anybody, struck out 3. Fastball between 89 and 91. I assume that's going to get better.
I like him.
I like him a lot, too.
I like him a lot.
I think he's probably the leader in the clubhouse for the 5th starter spot.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. And here's another battle we don't even talk about. The 6th, 7th, and 8th starters.
Sure.
Because you're going to need them.
Who's going to be the first guy called up when somebody gets hurt?
Right.
Someone's going to get hurt.
Some of that could be how you pop in spring training over how you do in the minors. But, yeah, you're going to use a 6th starter, a 7th starter, an 8th starter. You're going to have to use those guys at some point in the season. So there are battles there that just we don't even talk about them because it's not part of the 5-man starting rotation.
Mostly I just love going to spring training games.
You do. We'll be there Tuesday.
Sitting out, I know, but can I sit out in the lawn seat, have a hot dog and a beer? No, I can't.
You know what? Why don't we just get extended headphones and do that one show? Like, why not?
Just be on
the grass.
Just run 200 feet of cable from our left field broadcast. God, you know what?
Do the show sitting on the grass.
That would be.
I'll volunteer for the remote.
Can you make that happen, Lauren? Do you have the power to be able to order up? Jamal, I know you are. You
wouldn't be able to play any sound or anything like that. You can't have any computer in front of you.
You're like our technical guy out there. Can we muster up enough cable? Because our broadcast location is in left field, kind of in the pavilion up overlooking the stadium, right? So we're technically in the building, but we'd have to run enough cable from that location into the grass. Can you make that happen?
To the grass?
To the grass.
Oh, we're being ambitious.
Get me to the grass, Jamal. Get me to the grass.
We'd have to check because we'd probably be annoying the hell out of people that just want to sit and watch the game.
Probably. Kids would be running up to us. People would be throwing peanut shells on us.
Kids would be running. They'd trip over the wire. We'd all get sued. We'd get fired.
We'd have people coming after us like that lady came after KD last night in Dallas.
Would you call me?
Calling us bad names. Yeah, you know what? You would not be as nice as KD was to that person. I guarantee you that.
No, I give him a lot of credit.
If somebody did to you what was done to KD, you would not be nice.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.